Member for Adelaide has the call.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister. At the last election, voters saw coalition signs at polling booths that read, and I quote, "The Liberals will match Labor's school funding dollar for dollar."
Member for Solomon.
So will the Prime Minister live up to this promise and restore the $30 billion in school funding that he's already cut and match Labor's investment for Your Child, Our Future schools plan dollar for dollar?
The Prime Minister has the call.
Well, Mr Speaker, I know it's always a rush. It's always a rush coming into question time. So
the member for Sydney is the Prime Minister will resume his seat. Prime Minister will resume his seat.
Same question.
Prime Minister will resume his seat. The member for Sydney, I have already asked to stop holding that sign. The member for Sydney is warned. The Minister for Education. Minister representing the Minister for Education, the Leader of the House.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I'm absolutely delighted to return to this subject about school funding, because I can tell you right now that we not only matched Labor's funding for schools for the 4 years of the funding agreement, we exceeded it.
The Leader of the House will resume his seat. Leader of the House resume his seat. The member, the Shadow Treasurer, Leader of the House will resume his seat. Has the Leader of the House concluded his answer? Has the Leader of the House concluded his answer? On a point of order.
Yes, Mr Speaker, point of order and point of clarification. The Prime Minister referred to the Minister for Education. The member for Sturt is not the Minister for Education, and does he indeed represent the Minister for Education in this House?
The Leader of the House, in response to the point of order.
Mr Speaker,
members on my left, Leader of the House resume his seat. The member for Chifley will cease interjecting. I'm waiting. The member for Kingston will cease interjecting. I'm waiting to hear the Leader of the House on the point of order.
Mr Speaker, I'm not surprised the member for Adelaide doesn't want me to answer this question, because she was rather routinely dealt with when I was the Minister for Education. But I am also the Minister representing the Minister for Employment in this House, Mr Speaker, and therefore, of course, education has a very significant role to play in the employment of young people. And as a consequence,
the Leader of the House will resume his seat. The Leader of the House will resume his seat. The Manager of Opposition Business will resume his seat. The House will come to order. I commend the Leader of the House for an admirable try. We're going to move to the next question.